All right, welcome everybody to Crown Council Live. I'm Stuart Anderson. Steve Anderson, hey.
What's up, Stu? Good day.
Good day. Spencer Chipping.
Hey,
Spencer.
Hey, man, you got a new background. What's going on?
Doesn't that look nice? That's our Smiles for Life painting behind me.
Lovely.
Like it.
We got a new employee, so Spence got kicked out of the video room. So.
We have a new recording room.
Love it.
Nice. Hey, so Crown Council Live, if you're joining us for the first time, this is our opportunity to connect with the community out there and provide some updates and connections with everybody in the Crown Council. We're just grateful to be with you and spend this hour. We've got, the farther we go along in this production, it just gets more and more complicated with the production. So
we got a packed program today. And,
I know.
All kinds of cool stuff, including some late breaking news from Guatemala, right?
Yeah. I'll share my screen. So we've got a group right now. Let's make sure I share the right screen. Okay, here we go. Hold on. This is very technical. So we've got a group who is they're in Guatemala right now. They left last week. How's that?
Looks so good.
Okay.
No, we can see. It's all right.
What?
Go for it.
So they left last weekend, and this is our first group to travel to Guatemala in a few years. So I thought this picture was really fun. Top right, that's the community welcoming them. Wow. It was like a full-blown party.
Wow.
When these guys arrived. Very fun. That's Dr. Ben Gar down in the bottom right. He's the leader of the trip. Typical, you guys have seen that bus before. That's a typical scene in a bus. Let's see what else. Okay, this is kind of fun. So Dr. Gar,
so this is the picture on the left.
Yeah, picture on the left. Dr. Gar, he posted this picture of the Choice Humanitarian team carrying the equipment across a washed out road before they got there. I love that. He says an example of do whatever it takes mindset with smiles on their faces.
Willing wit. Love it.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So good.
Clinic work. Fun little team. You, if you've been to the annual events, you might recognize Sebastian there in the middle. One of our Guatemalan in-country docs who trained himself to be to kind of be a leader and take the reins and learning dentistry on his own. And a couple more pics of the clinic. So, and look at that party they had. Holy.
That's amazing.
So Marcy from our group is down there from the Crown Council team, and she's provided a few pictures, but man, spotty reception. I wish we had more, but really fun to recognize this group that's down there. They'll be there till Saturday.
So, Stu, on that, in terms of what's coming up in Guatemala and in the Dominican Republic, future trips, quite a few coming up. We are in gear and in full force for Smiles for Life humanitarian work. Yeah,
Spence will leave. Is it next week, Spence? You go or 2 weeks?
It's 2 weeks from now, being the Dominican.
Yeah, and then 2 more in the spring. 2 more next fall. I mean, and they are full. They are booked. We're already booking trips now for 2024. So if you're interested, we'd love to have you and your team participate. So
very cool.
One more quick announcement. We booked John Acuff to be at the annual event. I don't know if you've heard or seen his new book, Soundtracks, but it's very fun about, the thought of the book. The presentation is very simple, which is what are the soundtracks going through your mind and how are they getting you what you want, like what you're saying to yourself and what is constantly being talked about inside your own head. So it'll be a really fun little. So if you haven't signed up for the annual event, we are full, going to be full. Man, I think we just surpassed the 900 mark for attendees. So we've got room for about another 100 and then it'll sell out, especially the hotel will sell out. So if you haven't signed up yet, now's the time. We'd love to
do it.
Yeah. Okay. How am I doing? Good?
Good.
So many screens to share. All right. Now what? Steve, you were at Leadership Academy. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So Leadership Academy, TOPS Leadership Academy starting tomorrow. here in Dallas, Fort Worth. We got teams coming in from all over the country. And 2 days, we have dentists and front office team members. So 2 days of skills and strategies for building a top practice. So looking forward to that. Next one comes up in April. We do it every 6 months, April and October. So all the information's at totalpatientservice.com for the outstanding leaders in the group who want to continue to get better. It is an amazing experience.
Very cool. One of the best. I love going to leadership. It is very, man, one of the most profitable events you can go to as a leader and as a team. Wait, who is going this time, Steve? Did I miss that? Which?
So it's front office team. So we'll have the dentists in front of. We rotate through every time we do it a different front office position or different position in the practice. So this time, front office team members in April, it'll be hygienists, and then a year from now, it'll be dental assistants.
Nice, very cool. To piggyback on that idea, we've got our new segment, which is Coach's Corner. Yes. So TOPS practice advisor Chris Taconis was in Dr. Craig Barrow's office, and she wasn't there. She's not there today. So I connected with them yesterday, and we interviewed them and what they were working on from a coaching perspective. And I've got the recording. Should I play it? Here we go.
Let's do it.
Is that the right screen? You guys see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, welcome to the Crown Council live stream. Stuart Anderson here, and joining us for our Coach's Corner. That's what I'm calling it, Chris. Is that good? Coach's Corner?
I love it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So total patient service coach Chris Taconis out in the field doing her coaching. We're grateful to have Dr. Craig Barrows with us. Craig, we are grateful to have you on. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. And will you please introduce your lovely assistant here? I don't know her name. Sorry.
Better than assistant too.
This is my right hand, Cheryl.
Right hand, Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah.
She's the office manager that makes it happen.
Oh, nice.
Dr. Barrows look even better than he already is.
Very good, Cheryl. So the point of this is just so everybody knows who's watching. There are Crown Council and total patient service coaches out working every day. They're out in different practices. They're out coaching and working. And I thought it would be fun to highlight who they are with, what they are coaching, and just some of the things that are happening now in relation to coaching teams and what doctors and team members and Chris specifically is seeing that you guys are working on. And I thought that would be fun to share with everybody. So with that, what are you guys working on?
Well, you might hear a lot of noise in the background. That's the team getting along and having fun because we're here together. Dr. Barrows has invested 2 days to get the team re-immersed. And we worked on the culture yesterday. We worked on really looking at how they can improve themselves, as well as areas of the practices that are strengths and weaknesses, opportunities, and even threats with setting goals. And today we're going to embark on digging deeper into DISC and how to apply it with patients, because that's what you asked for.
Yes. That's
what
it's all about.
So Dr. Barrows is in Arizona, Yuma, Arizona. And just a little bit of background here. I mean, you guys, I'm looking at some Crown Council dashboard numbers, raised almost $50,000 for Smiles for Life. Woohoo! We've had you at the annual event for starting at the Crown Council annual event, the 19th annual event. You guys are a huge part of everything that we do. Maybe, Dr. Barrows, you could share just a little bit about your practice, what you guys are like, and just so everybody kind of gets an idea of who you are.
My practice is a general practice. Yuma, Arizona is a town of about 100,000 population. We double in size in the wintertime from the folks from up north coming down. So we have a little bit of uniqueness there. But we're a general dental practice. I do bread and butter dentistry. Nothing special, nothing fancy. I just do great dentistry. I try to do great dentistry. I have the best team ever, thanks to Chris.
You're a doer.
So yeah, I don't do anything unique. We just do it. We do a few things really well, and we focus on what we want to do. We're not all over the place. We focus on doing good general dentistry and do it really well.
Very cool. Cheryl, was that an accurate description of what's happening?
Tell the
He's
truth.
an amazing
Cheryl.
dentist. He does a lot more than just bread and butter dentistry. But he does invest a lot into his team and making sure we're the best that we can be to provide,
Nice.
for our patients.
Very cool.
And can I brag a little bit?
Yeah, brag. Yes.
So we've Tops, our whole organization, we have worked with this guy for many, many years, not because he hasn't gotten it. It's because he's really worked hard on his top skills, his systems, his culture, and his practice. Cheryl being his right hand woman in the practice and making sure that all of those goals and the vision that he has is followed through with. And he has built just an amazing practice here where he's been able to expand. He's been able to serve patients in his community with dentures needed in this community because they've been going over the border for that. And instead, Dr. Barrows has been able to treat patients so that they get the right treatment. And I just love the fact that his biggest goal is to always invest in the team to make sure that we not only work in the business, but that he works on the business by having everybody get together and work through just a lot of different skills and verbal skills. But ultimately, he won't brag about it, but he's really expanded his practice, and it's fun to come here and see how much they've grown.
Very good.
Stuart, if I could say something that I might be talking to other dentists. Is that correct?
You are. Yeah. The membership of the Crown Council. Yeah.
Got to know your audience, right? But the one thing I can tell you is if we use it's football season sports analogy, is that when a team wins the Super Bowl, the last thing they do is fire the coach or fire the quarterback. The whole fan base says, dear God, please let's re-sign the coach and re-sign the quarterback and do this again next year. And at one point in my life, I had we'll call them some coaches, consultants, if you will. And we kind of got together for a year and we had success. And then I didn't rehire the coach. Dead stop. That's the phrase I hear now. So when
dramatic pause.
Yeah. Yeah. You notice. Okay. And so then when I met Chris and Steve and the Tops team, and I went, okay, this is different. This is different than I've been successful in the past, and then I made a change and didn't like the result. This is different. So I decided when I was successful, let's just say after my first year, I wanted to do it again. And what the result was, I rehired the coach, if you will, if you consider me the quarterback. Actually, I don't know that I'm the quarterback. The quarterback is standing up. He calls the plays. I'm the running back. I just carry the ball. So my point is I have my coach, and they're not going anywhere because I'm not successful without my coach. Why would I want to win the Super Bowl and break up the team? Now, in football, we know that's what happens because all the players go get more money to go play for another team. But my analogy is I've got the best coach. I've got the best quarterback. I just take the football and run with it. And every year, I thought I would repeat year one with year two, but year two got bigger and better. And then year three got bigger and better. And I'm blown away after 4 or 5 years that I've been with Chris. Whenever I have a concern, the little voice in my head is, what would Chris do? What would Chris do? And then Cheryl goes, can I call her? Can I email her?
Can I email her?
And so now so now they communicate, and Chris tells me,
nice.
Cheryl tells me what Chris said. And so it's just amazing. It's not about dentistry. It's about relationships with patients. And when you win the Super Bowl, you don't get rid of the coach. You lock them into a contract, or you lock them into the future, because that's what the season ticket holders, they want to come back next year and win. And if you break up the team or it's a temporary team, you have temporary customers.
Sounds like we need some bracelets made, Chris, some WWCD. What would Chris do bracelets?
I don't know how popular those would be.
I'll order a box of them.
That's so good. Hey, maybe one last question before I let you guys go. I know you're working on things, but what has been the biggest challenge in the last year for your team? What have you guys really worked on?
Our culture. I think our culture is the biggest thing at the practice, and implementing all the different, personalities and everything else. You've got to meet them where they're at and then just grow who they are. And eventually we just get the team that we have, which is amazing. Thanks to Chris.
Nice.
Retaining team members long term.
Yeah.
There's a positive and a negative to everything. And when you grow, we always have some turnover in the practice as everybody's life changes and they move to different scenarios. But you also might need to add some team members. And so adding new team members, the culture then is just as important when you're replacing a team member as when you're adding a brand new one. And when you get that core culture, your team members love the culture. And when you bring in a new team member, the challenge is making sure that you get them instill the culture into them, and so that everything just continues to grow. And once that happens, it's exponential, the growth. You're just looking for another team member.
Nice.
To fit
As
the
you
culture.
would always say, getting the right members on the bus, the right team members on the bus.
Yeah.
So,
Very good.
True.
Hey, well, you guys are all stars. Grateful to follow your lead. I know there's a lot of Crown Council docs that look to you and your practice, and just thankful for you for being on here and sharing a few things that make you successful. So thanks, guys.
All right, happy to do it.
Hey, guys, we'll see you soon. Salt Lake City's coming.
Yes.
We'll be there.
All right, we'll see you soon. Okay, thanks. Bye. He said happy to do it. Did you hear that? He's well
That was
trained.
awesome. Yes.
Any takeaways, guys, from that you
I've been in Craig's practice a couple of times, and he's just that whole story has just been amazing, from where he was to where he is today. We actually originally met on the Miles for Life motorcycle ride originally. And that's how he originally met all of us. And he's done some things there. I just real quickly, I love contrarian thinking because there's always opportunities where no one else is looking. He's 5 miles from 400 different dental practices in Mexico that do dentures. Nobody I shouldn't say nobody in Yuma does dentures, but there's not very many that do dentures in Yuma because like there's too much competition from Mexico because they do it so cheap. And he's taken the contrary view that, you know what, there's a lot of people who need help because they didn't get the work they wanted. And so he's created a whole arm of his practice that is providing great quality work for people who either want that or maybe didn't get it the first time and they need to get it fixed, repaired, replaced, or just done over. And it's been a huge, huge, big success for his practice. So
very cool.
Anyway, lots of lessons there.
Very good. Well, I was grateful if they were watching, grateful to have them on and for the time they spent away from their little training corner. So excellent. Hey, we're bringing on Scott Warner, CEO of Gig. As he's coming in, Spence, why don't you introduce this resource partner, what they do?
Absolutely. So Gig is one of those that is super innovative, everybody. They first would gather your social content. So you've got your patients that are taking photos of their great smiles or taking pictures of their experience inside the office. They gather that and then they showcase it. And sometimes for any of you that have this screen or a big screen inside your office where you don't have an idea of what to put on it, this great reel of all the great experiences that are taking place inside your practice are highlighted on the Gig reel. So first they gather all the social content ever on you, Facebook, Instagram, Google reviews. Then it starts to showcase it in a reel inside on your screen inside your office. But then it also pumps out and it goes out to the web and brings more members in via, they know how to utilize SEO, but more so through the social channels. So,
nice. Good. Very good.
Is Scott joining us?
Yeah, DJ said he's in the waiting room.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's not, if he hasn't come in yet or he just hasn't connected. I'll play this little introductory video.
There we go.
As Scott's coming in and kind of connecting his audio, I'll play this video. I hope he's fine with me sharing this video, but I'm going to play it.
Let's
so
do
here
it.
we go. Okay.
Let's do it.
Social media has changed the face of marketing and advertising in every sense of the word. We've spent thousands of hours with countless businesses, and it's shocking how clueless some of them are about how to use social media. We know it's overwhelming. We know sometimes you don't know what to post, what content to use, how to engage with your customers. Gig is focused on helping you understand how to do these things. Everyone has an email inbox. Gig created the social inbox. Here you can find and see all the social media content that's being shared about your brand pulled into one spot. Now we show you what to do with it. Have you ever wondered, what am I gonna post today? With our tool, you're never gonna have to worry about what to post because you'll have endless content to use from your customers. I always thought it would be cool to pull together or highlight all the great social posts out there about your brand into one place on your website. So we built it. We call it the fan board. Embed your fan board to your website and you get to choose what shows up there. So all the posts that are worthy of being bragged about, you pull into one place to be seen by all. When it comes to social media, insight and understanding is crucial. Who are your greatest influencers? What are they saying about you? How many people are they reaching? We provide all of that to you and more. We've taken startups to household names and given big businesses new life. Our social platform works. Use it.
Nice, Scott. Welcome.
Nice.
You're here.
Guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to have you.
Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, do I just dive right into it, guys?
Scott, we gave an intro as you were coming in, and I introduced you and the technology and awesome video. Yeah, dive right in and talk to us about everything.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny how this all came to be. We originally set Gig up for the music industry, which is quite crazy, but realized that a lot of the stuff that we built could be used by anyone and everyone. Really, we wanted to help artists be better at telling their story through their fans' eyes, or to help make announcements around a new single, a new upcoming album, an upcoming tour, and so on. But your greatest source of marketing, without question, are your fans, or in this case, your patients. And the big question that we ask, dentists and dental practices, what are you doing to give your customers a reason to talk about you? I found my dentist because a friend told me that they loved them and had a good experience with them, and that's how I learned. But it's all about creating unique or interesting ways to get them to post. And none of these dentists or their dental assistants, that they don't want to ask. They don't want to ask these folks to, will you please go talk about how great my smile, or how great your smile looks thanks to our work. So it's about creating new, interesting ways to get them to post on social media. And so what our software does is it helps you grab anything and everything that's being shared about your dental practice into one spot, which I'm going to show you in just a second, to then use as your marketing material as you're working to tell your story. And so that's kind of how our software works. The other thing that we have created is calls to action that you can give to your patients, to your internal workforce, your team, to invite people to have fun through fun competitions or campaigns, which will drive significant user-generated content to now use and display there on site at your practice or on your website. And so I'm just going to dive in and start showing you guys stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, anyone. Okay. So am I going to be able to share my screen here?
I hope so. DJ, can you share?
Scott? Yep, I'm good.
Okay, good.
I am good here. Let me share this.
All right, we see it. Beautiful family.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so we call this the social inbox, and I am actually going to show you the back end or the admin tool for one of our current clients, Dr. Preston, or
Weston Spencer.
Weston Spencer.
Crown Council member.
Is he?
You bet.
Good. Well, good. All right. So what this is we call it the social inbox. So again, anytime that someone mentions your brand in social media through hashtag or through user handle, an @ we pull it in real time. So the most recent post just came in 22 hours ago from Instagram. We also have artificial intelligence that will serve up the best of the best content for you to take a close look at, because it's going to have the best of the best to use. Smiles. You guys are going to have a lot of smiles, right? It looks for positive sentiment in the caption and so on. So this is, wow, incredible transformations by some of America's top cosmetic dentists. Just different stories that are being shared. In the event that you like what you're seeing, you would push this pin button. And I'll tell you what that means in just a second. But these are all the cool things that are being shared about the brand, and the dental practice in that case, coming in real time. So once these are tagged or pinned, they go to your website. And I want to show you a couple live current gig boards that are living on some of our clients' pages. This is Dr. Brian Harris. And if you scroll down, you will see a bunch of the different social posts that he has highlighted there on his site. So this came in 2 days ago, 3 days ago. This is a really good one here. So happy with how the smile turned out. This one's pinned and moved up to the top. It's even from a couple years ago. But the thing that's really cool is you can now add clickable buttons that lead to a landing page that allows you to set up or schedule an appointment, or in this case, it's start the process. So if you click on this, it takes you directly to how this all works to drive business. But the thing that's really cool about this, guys, is that you're able to use this content in your social media shares, and you can highlight your happy customers and give them thanks. I own a restaurant called Bam Bam's here in Utah. If you guys haven't been, it's the best barbecue joint I think it's the best barbecue joint west of the Mississippi. But all I've done to help tell our story is take the content that's being shared by my happy customers, and I use it to now share to the different social platforms. And, I'll say something like, hey, thanks, John. I'll tag him. You just earned all your friends and family 25% off your first plate of Swatchos for the next 24 hours. Same rules apply with dental. Why not say, hey, thanks, John. That smile looks good. We'd love to work on other smiles. Let your friends and family know they get a free teeth whitening or consultation or teeth cleaning. And these folks get super excited when they've been highlighted by the businesses that recognize them. Creates more loyalty, and they feel appreciated. So great tool to help drive the brand. The other thing that becomes extreme. Oh, here's some other ones real quick. This is Dr. Weston Spencer's gig board on his site, and you'll see he's using the carousel view. So there's a couple different ways to display it on your site. This is another client, Libby Dental. I think they also use, they use the carousel view as well. So, and we track, guys, anything and everything that's being shared about your brand in real time. We are driving significant traffic, organic traffic. I think that's very important to mention, authentic and organic traffic. But one of our most powerful metrics, and because of lack of time, I'm not going to go through all of them, but this is really interesting. This is one of our clients. These blue dots represent time spent on the site without a gig social board coming into view. So if I'm on Dr. Brian Harris's site and I'm I land here and I'm scrolling down, but I still haven't seen the social board yet, that would represent this blue dot. So that means the social board never showed up, when someone was visiting the site. The gold dots that you're seeing here on the right represent time spent on the site with a gig board or social board being displayed. So this blue dot right here, September 13th, 51 seconds was the average time spent on the site. That same date, 105 seconds. September 20th, 47 seconds was the average time spent on the site without a social board in view. That same date, 120 seconds. So we are doubling, even tripling the time spent on site by visitors with these social boards. And we know why. It's because the story is being told authentically and organically. Nice. I dry heave when I see dentists using quotes from people, Johnny J, I love my dentist. It is so great. My teeth are great. You know, they're no longer yellow, whatever they're saying. Who the heck is Johnny J? Right. You cannot. And by the way, you can manipulate that stuff. I mean, talking about Bam Bam's Barbecue, I could pay a college kid $1,000 to write me 100 positive reviews on Google, Yelp, or, you know, and I could also, if I was a punk, pay him $1,000 to write 100 negative reviews about local, you know, competitors. You can manipulate this stuff. And trust me, eventually customers are going to see right through that stuff. And guess what they're going to depend on? They're going to depend on stories like this being told.
Yeah. Word of mouth.
That's exactly right.
Scott, question for you, Scott. So if you're a dental practice today and you're like, does it just take getting started, just start? You even have patients that are posting or a few in the office enjoy like doing posts of their patients together in their office. Then they just need to reach out and get this set up. Is it complex to kick things off here and get this up?
Sure. What I told most dentists that have started with us, and I think I mentioned this before, but Brian Harris had me present to about 25 dentists in Park City last year. It went incredibly well. 24 of the 25 dentists that were there signed on. And, you know, one of the big concerns was, we just don't have anyone posting at all. What do we do? I would recommend you reach out to 5 of your warmest contacts or clients and say, hey, we're getting this kicked off. You know, here's a gift card to the movie theater. If you wouldn't mind just sharing your experience next time you're in, or, you know, take a picture of your smile. Smiles are easy, guys. So, or invite all the internal team to share, just like was mentioned, a couple posts just to get the board going. And then it begins. And let me show you some of the different ways that these different practices have started creating a call to action. This is what we call the gig board screen display, meant to live on a screen there on site. And so this is Dr. Weston Spencer's gig board. This just is up on a screen. I can show you here in a second, and just flips through all the great content that's being shared by all the happy customers. And he's jump-started it with some of the cool, pictures of people that he's worked on. Let me give you a couple more to look at here. 1 second. Here we go. So this is inside of a lobby, you know, on those screens that are living up, you know, when people are sitting there picking their noses, waiting for dentists to come in and say hi. That's another in the lobby.
And I think we sent out TVs to all those that joined.
Yeah, we did. Those were
congrats to everyone.
Those are our TVs.
If you don't have a TV,
that's your fault.
Should.
Yeah, we handed them out.
The other thing that I'll mention, guys, the reason why Crown Council really excites me with all these incredible dentists that you're working with all over the place. Let me tell you where it really gets interesting. It really gets interesting when we have thousands and thousands of Crown Council members with a board up in their in their practice. And let me tell you why. These tiles represent real estate. If I have thousands of dentists that are using this and have this up in their lobby waiting area, you better believe I can go to Crest or Sonicare or any of these different, you know, teeth whitening companies. Hey, by the way, we're in a couple thousand dental practices across the United States of America. We would love to highlight your brand here, and it's going to cost you X amount of dollars. But we need X amount of product to give away to happy customers inside of these different dental practices, blah, blah, blah. They will pay loads of money. These tiles are real estate to drive opportunities for, hey, we have a discount this month on teeth whitening. I'm talking about the practice now. Or partnering with a Sonicare or Crest, or I already have a commitment from one group. In fact, I'm sitting in their office right now, working from their conference room, that they would give me $1 million if we had a couple thousand dental practices with this in, and they would pay to the dentists, you know, if they would put up on their screen. So it's a very powerful tool to tell your story, guys. It will help get butts and seats. And we're really excited about the dental industry, and we are just getting started in it. So
thanks, Scott.
Yeah. Thanks for the demo. Very cool.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time today. Grateful for you. We're going to send out a few links to make sure you connect with Gig on the Crown Council website, and personally connect with Scott. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, man.
We'll see you.
Okay, have a good one. Does Scott even know that the 3 practices that he highlighted are all Crown Council members?
I think you need 2 of 3, but definitely not one of them.
3 for 3.
That's awesome.
That was pretty fun. Anyway, all right. We've got Deb Ham waiting in the wings. She's been very patient. We're running a little behind, so grateful for Deb. Deb is the office manager of Dr. Dennis Wells. Hi, Deb. Thanks for waiting. She connects to audio. Deb, thanks so much for waiting. She's the office manager of Dr. Dennis Wells. Hi, Deb.
Hi, how's it going, Steve?
Good day. What's up, Deb? How are you?
Hey, Steve. Good.
We're so grateful to have you on. Usually on the live stream, we have really highlighted our doctors. And Steve made the suggestion to really get some of these all-star office managers to come on and talk about the practice and what you do that makes the team successful. So thank you, Deb, for joining us.
Well, I'm flattered. Steve, I don't know. You have lots of great ideas. Let's hope this is one of them.
Oh, it's awesome. Your team and your space is one of my favorite places in dentistry. I was just there a few weeks ago, and just everything you do to make it an amazing experience. So I'm just gonna if you could give us some highlights. Walking in the door at the Nashville Center is a totally different experience than maybe any other dental practice in America, because when you walk into a
Coffee bar.
A coffee bar.
Yeah.
All right. So this was the latest, when you guys did the latest remodel, this was one of the brainstorms. Just tell us a little about what happens there and what's the result been since you've done this.
Sure. Thank you. And first of all, thanks, guys. I really am flattered by the invitation. And I tell all our new patients, one of the first things we do with a new patient is they sit down with me and I just introduce them to the practice. And I tell them, I said, we're talking about our office and what we do is one of my favorite things to do. So thanks for giving me another chance to do that.
We'll be your new patients today.
Come on in. So yeah, so you walk in and as we were doing this big expansion and renovation, Dr. Wells, who's also full of great ideas, kept saying, I don't know, the design and the reception room, it's not feeling like what I want it to feel like. I want it to feel very different from any other dental office you would ever walk into. And so we're like, we're not getting it. We don't understand. He's like, well, I love coffee. Let's make it like a coffee bar. And I'm like, really? And like look like a coffee bar, but it's a reception area. He said, no, we're going to get a really good commercial grade machine. We're going to grind our own beans. We're going to do the lattes. I'm like, lost me at coffee. Yes. But in the end, we're like, okay, we're all in. So we're doing our research. We're finding all this stuff. And so now when people walk in, they're like, I thought I was coming to a dental office.
Dental office.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So who likes that feeling of walking into a dental office, but you do like walking into a coffee bar. So it has turned out to be just an amazing experience and a great place for us too, to hang out. We have some patients that actually stop by with their laptop and have a cup of coffee and
hang out.
Just like at other coffee bars. So we love it. It's also very useful because after every visit, we offer our patients refreshments. We have waters, sparkling waters. We make smoothies at the coffee bar.
Yes, you do. All right. Quick trivia. How many smoothies a day do you guys pump out of there?
If I had to guess, I'd probably say 15 or 20.
Wow. I love this.
And lattes, I'm really good at iced macchiatos. So next time you come, Steve,
no way,
I'm your girl.
You have to show me your skills. That is so the point of this is not, put a coffee bar in your office so much. It's just, I love the thinking. I love the way Dennis and all of you think is what can we do to make it different, right?
Yeah.
It's a differentiation that stand out.
Exactly.
That's obviously not for everybody, but it's just the principle.
Exactly.
Other thing, there's so many things I love about what you guys do, but my favorite for decades has been, I call it the Hall of Fame. You have a hall in the practice that is, it looks like the Country Music Hall of Fame. I mean, it is picture after picture after picture of patients. And this is one that I recommend to everybody. Not, you know, you don't have to have country music stars in your practice. You can have celebrities in your own hometown. And so will you walk us through real quick how that works? Because when I asked Dr. Wells about this, he said, talk to Deb because she's the one who makes this happen. So you're dealing with, you know, well-known people, and everybody has well-known people in their town. How do you get their permission to put their picture on your wall? How does that work?
Yeah, so I think it starts with first establishing a relationship. You know, we don't ask them the first time they walk in the door, hey, can we have a photo put on our wall? But just kind of build that relationship and build some rapport with them. And then you just kind of know when you're there. And then different people are different in how they operate on a day-to-day. Some have, you know, we communicate mostly with their personal assistants. So in that case, I would go to the personal assistant and say, hey, do you think Nicole would be agreeable to signing a picture for our Wall of Fame?
Nicole, as in Nicole Kidman?
Any Nicole.
Which is on the wall, by the way.
And, you know, most of the time they're happy to help with that. Other celebrities or you know, athletes or beauty pageant people, you know, I get a more personal connection with them and say, hey, we'd love to add you to the wall. Would you be open to that? And usually they're really gracious about that. And when patients ask, you know, did you do her smile? Did you do his smile? I'm like, I can't disclose that. What I can tell you is they are clients here and they've been kind enough to let us share that.
They're on the wall for a reason.
They're on the wall.
Do you ever have people who ask if they can be on the wall?
John Acuff.
John did. We just talked about John. Yeah, we just talked about John.
I do kind of tongue in cheek tell, you know, say a patient's not famous and you know, somebody that the world would know, but we finish their smile and say, hey, if you have an 8x10, we'd love to add you to our Wall of Fame. And they usually chuckle about that because they would be right next to Nicole's and other people. But I want them to feel like your smile is just as special as anyone's. And so, but yeah. And Dr. Wells is always saying, have you gotten so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so? I'm like, give me time. Give me time.
I love it. All right. So quick trivia quiz, Deb. I'm going to put you on the spot. What is your favorite thing about Crown Council?
Oh, there's so many. I would say my favorite thing is one, having time with our team together and just having that real intense time to learn and be together and talk.
At the annual event, right?
Yeah, at the annual event. It's really amazing and has changed my life. And I love the continuity that runs through that, the language, the culture, all of that we learn that becomes so a part of our fabric. So I would say it's the annual event.
Very
definitely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for leading the way. You have led, and I will use that word very strongly. You have led that practice, the Nashville Center, Dr. Dennis Wells, for how many years?
27.
27 years.
Let's see.
And
27 years and 3 months and 1 day.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, so, I'm so grateful and so blessed to be here. And, you know, I tell people all the time, you know, it has changed my life and opened me up to so many possibilities that I never dreamt of before. And just the fact that I can get behind something that's this big, that's this special, and do it with a team and with a leader that is just based in integrity, based in doing what's right for people. It's just like, I can't imagine my life any other way.
Well, we appreciate your
Thank you.
being part of the community and the great example and the amazing practice. So thank you. And thank you for sharing today. Thanks for
Thank
coming on
you.
and being a part. We could talk for hours.
We
So
I
could.
know, we really could. I know, I was like
appreciate
20
the
minutes.
input and
I'm a big talker. I could have a lot more. But
so thanks for the
guys.
ideas though. Love it. And thanks for all you do.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Deb. That's a perfect opportunity to do Mentor of the Month.
Yeah,
Set that up.
So many things, so many good things in that practice.
Hey, well, we've got in the waiting room someone by the name of User. So this is going to be a risk.
Kevin. I think that's Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin Alexander, who's been really patient this afternoon.
Yes.
Kevin practices in Birmingham, Alabama, and another just amazing example. So let's bring Kevin in, and we'll
we'll apologize first. We recorded that skill of the week yesterday for being a little late here.
That's right. Be early. There he is.
Hey, User. we didn't know it was you.
There. He's connected.
Auto. He's close. You can tell. He's been in the waiting room since I think
the whole time. Yeah.
Started the
very beginning. He's still trying to connect. There he is.
Hey,
all right,
there you are. Kevin? It says he's connected to audio.
Yeah, he may have his volume turned down.
It's all right. It's the beauty of live stream here.
That's it. Can you hear us, Kevin? There we go.
Just now.
All right. Welcome. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
We weren't quite sure who User was. That's the screen name. So Dr. Kevin Alexander, Birmingham, Alabama. And so Kevin, thanks for taking a few minutes here this afternoon. And nature of this is we have Crown Council practices all over the country that tap into this each week, and we love to highlight practices that are doing it right, and you have done it right for many years in Alabama. And maybe we could start with your receiving the key to the city.
Oh,
maybe you could tell us the story behind that.
Nice.
Oh goodness. Well, thank you for allowing me to join in today. And pardon me if I was late. I wasn't set up quite properly, and I noodled around there for a little bit. And I finally hit the right button. So thanks for letting me join in, even though it's a little late. So, gosh, yes, I have a lot of people to thank, a lot of shoulders that I've used to be in practice for 33 years. And well, part of the reason I have the key to the city is our office is directly next door to City Hall. I'm convinced that they were planning the next city council meeting, and they thought, oh my gosh, I wonder who we might grant this year's key to the city to. And the meeting was maybe an hour away. And I think I was leaving for the day out the back door, and they saw me leaving, and they said, well, Kevin will take it. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I guess another thing, maybe we're really community minded, and we have a I guess a city type of a small municipality dental practice, I guess you'd say. It has a neighborhood feel. Yeah. People do walk in, and that's good, and it can be bad, but we like that feel, and we have a warm atmosphere. And plus, we'll do a car wash from time to time. We did one for Smiles for Life last year, and other things like that. And it's a real privilege and pleasure to do it that way. We enjoy it.
So that, you make light of it a little bit, but I know that came from decades of not only serving the community, but having a great community presence, which is what it's all about. And
we enjoy it very much. It's fulfilling, definitely.
Every practice in the country gone through a lot of ups and downs, and any practice that says that they have not had any downs lies about other things. And it's been, especially the last couple of years, been interesting. Maybe you can just kind of walk us through your journey the last couple of years through COVID and staff changes and the whole deal. Everybody's experienced that, and what you've done to successfully navigate through all that and get to where you are today.
Well, we've had a lot of help, but really over the last 2 years, we lost 4 of our most tenured staff people. 4 out of 7, and 4 out of 5 clinical staff people. So I guess that adds about really 60% of the total staff and 80% of the clinical staff. And it really set us on our ear a bit. I asked questions like, gosh, what am I doing wrong? Of course. And 2 of the 4 were remarried and moved away. Far away enough where they couldn't make the drive.
Right.
One's husband took a job he couldn't refuse in Atlanta, and then another one retired.
Yeah.
And these are things that happen. They just all happened at once at a challenging time. And thankfully, in the pandemic, fortunately, we had the presence of mind, or God spoke and told us we should ask TOPS to come and help us. And Krista Konis was wonderful to help us really through a period of time where I didn't think that I would be able to both sort of step it up clinically to help lead in the clinical area and really literally do more dentistry because the help that I had wasn't there, and lead our team through the pandemic in particular. And so Chris did an incredible job. So it was extraordinary to have her come and help us learn more about and more in depth about what the Crown Council is all about and patient-centered practices are all about, and have the ladies that have been with me for a long time, the 3 remaining, and the new people hear it a little bit of a different way. We have really worked hard at trying to live the culture of the Crown Council culture all along, but I just didn't feel like I could teach it as well as we could from Chris. It was great, really great.
So it kind of helped put get the tenured team and the new team on track and reestablish the culture that you have worked so hard over many, many years to establish. It's a huge part of your brand.
Yeah, it really is. It very much is. We love the culture guide. Man, we love it. and it's really helpful to see it and share it and talk about it. It's been very fulfilling.
Very cool. For you, in terms of working with a coach, in addition to the outcome and the culture, for you personally, what was the biggest takeaway and the biggest benefit?
That's a tough one, Steve. There's so many. I felt so well supported at a time when at the same time I would have otherwise felt kind of all alone. Now, the 3, they call themselves the old guard. The old guard stood by my side, and thank God they did. And they were very helpful. But 4 out of 7's a lot, and we hired 6. I guess that's the thing. It helped us hire good people, and yes, we all need additional training. Myself included, but and we'll do more and more of that over time. We always will, always do. But to help us identify the right people for the right seats on the bus. That really, I think, for me was wonderful. And now I'm convinced they're just right. They're in the right place for them and our practice. Chris really helped a lot with that. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for your insights and for an amazing example for many, many years. You've done it right. You continue to do it right. You and I the other day talked about vision for the future. You have a very clear, bright vision for where everything is going next. So that's a big part of creating a culture of success. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much, Steve. And all of you with the Crown Council and TOPS. Don't know. I certainly might be able to do it without you, but it wouldn't be as great. It's true.
Yeah. Thanks for your great example, and thanks for doing it right.
It's a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Y'all have a great day. Thank you. Take care.
Very cool.
Tour across America. One of the things I love about what we do is all these amazing mentors and examples from all over the country, man. There are so many that are doing it right. And, one thing that I would just say, anybody, and I appreciate Kevin's transparency, because there's always ups and downs. And one of the great takeaways there is, man, there's always help, whether it's, the email network, whether it's a Crown Council mastermind group, whether it's getting a TOPS coach, whatever it is, there are all kinds of resources for whatever the circumstance in your practice or your life. So, tap into it and make it happen. We got a great, great community here that's doing it right.
Very cool. We actually heard from two doctors today who are on the bus, on the Chris Taconis bus. That's great.
That's right. We got a double dose.
Chris
has been a TOPS coach for 20 years. Yeah. And she is amazing. I call her the verbal skills queen. She is amazing with team, but especially with patients. She's got it dialed in. She's awesome.
Nice. Hey, thanks, Steve. We did it. It was a whirlwind.
Pretty good day. Yeah, this was awesome. This was a whirlwind, great group. So thanks for making it happen, Stu.
Yeah, we were in Yuma, Nashville, Alabama, Dallas. It's pretty good.
All over.
Anyway, it's a good day. Thanks, Steve.
Good. Thanks, Stu. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.